Hello and welcome to the Sound Times Online DC Martini. My name is Sandeep, and today we have the very beautiful, the Bengali ballet, Mouni Roy, and the super talented Rajkummar Rao. Hello to the two of you and welcome to the
Hello.
podcast.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Raj, I'll begin with you. Do you think we as Indians are a little prudish when it comes to sexuality?
Well, actually, on the contrary, I know our trailer depicts that, but actually, it's not only about sexuality and it's not only about dealing with bedroom problems. It's primarily a story of this middle-class struggling Gujarati businessman who's, dangling with a lot of business ideas, and how he lands up in China somehow, and from there he gets this secret recipe, which is the magic soap, which is the aphrodisiac, and he thinks of selling this idea now. In that journey, how he meets Dr. Vardi, which is the character played by Baman sir, and then what happens, all the chaos, whether they're able to sell it or not, and who all gets involved. That's the whole story. But of course, the product, it's an important part. It's an undercurrent layer of the story.
It's definitely one of the most important part in the film. Moni, you tell me, how is the film space treating you?
It's treating me with a lot of kindness, and so far so good. The stories that I have gotten to be part of, or the roles that I have played, I'm very happy. I am very happy with the paths that I've chosen and the journey I'm having in this industry. Okay. And being made in China being the most special one out of that.
On that note, how was it working with Rajkummar?
An absolute pleasure, a complete honor. Everybody knows that he's just like one of the finest actors of our country. He's also such a good human being. He was very, very helpful. He literally helped me out, sketched out my character for me in every single scenes that I got to act with him. The scenes would be something else on paper, but when him and Mikhil sir together came down to do it on set, or we shot the scene, it used to become something else, courtesy
Raj,
yeah.
So how much of it was improvised on the set? Actually, it used to be completely different, something different from...
Well, a lot was improvised, and I like improvising, and as long as it's adding something to the scene, and it's in that milieu of the scene, I tend to do that. And Mikhil was kind enough to give us that freedom. But he was always there as a guiding force, and if something won't work well, and he would just come and tell us, let's stick to what's already there.
Raj, we've seen a lot of Gujarati characters over the years in films. So how much of the Gujarati caricaturist thing was it retained, or did you try to kind of just
Not at all. Not at all.
That?
We never wanted to go that route. We wanted to keep it very authentic and very real. That's the reason like me and Karan, our associate director and one of the writers, we went to Ahmadabad. I was spending a lot of time with locals out there just to see how they would speak in Hindi.
Achha.
Because there's a very particular tone that they have, and it's not what we see on our screens and on TV. That's mainly for just playing to the gallery, mainly for the audience to tickle their bones. But we wanted to keep, because it's a story about very real people and a real world. So we wanted to keep it in that school, that it should sound how a Ahmadabadi boy would speak in Hindi.
Firstly, how was it shooting in China? Was it difficult? Because from what I hear and from what I know, shooting in Bombay, shooting in China is, almost the same thing. It's like very difficult.
No, shooting in Bombay also is not difficult, and same like China. They're all professionals there. We had a solid team. Just that being a vegetarian, food sometimes used to become a little problematic.
Yeah, you are a complete
language,
vegetarian.
Yeah, and language can be a big barrier there, because very, very few people understand English there. So just if you have to hire a taxi also, then you'll really have to struggle to make them understand where you want to reach.
The subject that Indians perhaps are most interested in, is it just sex, and is it just population?
Of course not.
It's a line. I don't think you can
it's
judge.
It's a line. There's more scene attached to it. Then after that he says, okay, that's why look at the population. In China number 1, India number 2. Of course we love sex. That's why every day our population is going high. And the whole world, it's not a taboo. It's not something that's a taboo.
It's not a taboo.
And he's also a businessman out there. That character from China. He's trying to sell his product to me, and that's his selling line, So it's in a very fun way. It's not a comment on anything. Yeah.
So with that, we come to the end of this lovely conversation with Rajkummar Rao and Mouni Roy. My name is Sandeep. Waiting the Sun Times Online. AC Martini. Thank you so much.